So today, I'm going to argue that financial literacy should be required in high schools across the United States. Um, you know, Students are really being pushed into adulthood without any of the skills they need to manage their money, in my opinion. So let's get started. Many students, once they graduate high school and immediately face financial decisions like student loans, credit cards, and really everyday expenses. The problem is that most of these students were never taught how to handle these things. So they learn through trial and error, their parents, um, and which honestly at some point can be pretty costly. So right now, financial education is really inconsistent. Only about half of the states require this financial education, which means some students are prepared for adulthood while others are completely unprepared. And this really just creates a major inequality for students across the United States. Without basic financial knowledge, people are more likely to fall into debt, overspend, and really struggle to manage money long term. These habits don't really just go away, but they follow people into adulthood and can lead to a lot long term consequences like debt. So, a study done by the TIAA Institute found that um, only about 49% of adults answered financial literacy questions correctly. This really just shows that it isn't just the student's problem, it really continues into adulthood and can lead to a lot of stress and poor decisions down the road. Um, so really today, financial decisions are even harder because of online spending, digital banking, and easy access to credit. It's easier than ever to make mistakes without realizing the consequences that are behind these mistakes. So, really the counter argument to all of this is some say that financial literacy should be taught at home, or that schools already have too much to teach, or even that states should control education instead of a national requirement. But I'm really here to tell you that not all parents are really financially responsible, and that was shown here before. Schools really already teach life skills, and in my opinion, I think there's a lot of wasted time at school that could be subbed out for something that would be handy for something later down the road. And then it's shown time and time again that the state system really hasn't worked um, when it comes to education. For these reasons, financial literacy should really be a required nationwide um, requirement for all students to have equal access to essential skills that are very important for later down the road in life. In overall, financial literacy is not really should not be optional anymore. It affects people's ability to succeed, avoid debt, and make smarter decisions. If schools are meant to prepare students for the real life, then this is something that absolutely needs to be taught. So here's just a quick sample of my works cited page. Thanks for listening. Bye.